So this was my actual inspiration for the project. I found this nightstand on Wayfair, and I don't know if y'all could tell, but this was $81.99 and your girl was not paying that. So I decided to make it myself. And honestly, I'm glad I did. Having furniture that I actually made myself in my home makes it more sentimental. The wood that I ended up using for this DIY is this 1x12 by 10 foot common board from Home Depot. All 10 feet couldn't fit in my car, so I got some pieces cut at Home Depot. These were about 12 by 12 each, and I cut 4 pieces. That long piece underneath will also be cut, which I'll show you later on in the video. The first thing I did when I brought them home was sand them with my handy dandy sander. Next, I cut that long piece into 6 different pieces. Honestly, this could have been cut at Home Depot, but I just really wanted to use my little saw. So yeah, each piece was about 6 inches wide. Also, make sure you wear protective eyewear when you're cutting wood. Safety first, guys. Keep in mind, I'm not a professional, so some of these pieces weren't perfectly straight, but it got the job done. I used 1.5 inch screws, and I ended up using 2 different drills, one for drilling a hole and one for the screws. This is basically how it's set up. The square pieces are your tops and bottoms, and the rectangular pieces are for the sides. I used some wood glue to hold them in place before I actually screwed them together. Once I had it in the right spot, I pre-drilled a hole and then screwed them together. I ended up using 2 screws on each side. And this is how the first piece looks. Simple, right? So for the rest of the sections, I'm basically repeating the same steps, but I'm putting the rectangular piece on the opposite side of the first piece. Doing this upside down was actually kind of hard, especially when I had to do it closer to the original piece, but I got it done. Like I always say in my videos, if you know a better way, do it the better way. This is how it looks after screwing everything together. Now it's time to stain. I'll show a picture of the actual brand that I used since you can't really see that one anymore. And I also used a staining sponge, I think it's called, from Home Depot. The staining process was pretty simple. I just dipped the sponge in the stain and covered the whole thing until it was fully black. I made sure to get all the little nooks and crannies so there weren't any weird patches laying around. I also chose to stain the wood versus paint it because I like the way the grain of the wood looks. So keep in mind that if you do paint it, you might paint over that. So if you care about that like me, then staining is a better option.